It's me! Wow, it's bright. But, after a long wait, I am back. Pals is currently talking to Princess, but we are actually going to talk about the state of the NFL playoffs. We're in the conference championship round. So, what has happened in the playoffs? Let's show you. Okay, so here are the teams that started. These are the wild card matchups right here. And the first game was the Tennessee Titans against the Kansas City Chiefs. And in that game, well, the Chiefs were big, 21-3 or something like that. And the Titans scored 18 unanswered points. Was it 19? I apologize. And they ended up winning 22-21. Moving on. I mean, the play of the game was basically Mariota's throw to himself, was batted down, and he scores a touchdown. And I pointed out before John Gruden did to my father-in-law that Brad Johnson was the last quarterback to do it. When he was with the Vikings, he did it against the Carolina Panthers in that game in 1997. So I feel glad I was able to beat John Gruden to the punch. Oh yeah. But yeah, Titans, they ended up beating the Chiefs. Chiefs lose 6 straight at home in the playoffs. Don't know why that is. But so Tennessee, being the number 5 seed, played the New England Patriots. Because, well, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they beat the Buffalo Bills 10-7. And that put them against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, Kansas City, Buffalo, gone. Eliminated. And now onto the NFC. And Atlanta, they played the Rams in the first Ram playoff game in LA since 1985. And the first playoff game in Los Angeles altogether since 1991. Yes, it's been a long time coming. Of course, but the Falcons, they basically ruined the party, beating the Rams 26-13 or something like that. So the Rams, they got knocked out, and the Falcons played the Philadelphia Eagles.
And there we go. That would be perfect.
And the other game was the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints, which is always a fantastic matchup between these two teams because, well, rivalry, yes. Of course, the two great quarterbacks, Drew Brees and Cam Newton, but unfortunately, the Panthers, they lost their season finale in the regular season to the Falcons, and they lost again to the Saints, which now puts the Saints against the Minnesota Vikings. That should be a pretty good game too. And the Panthers, again, well, they're out. Now, we are into the divisional rounds, and things are getting crazy. Let's discuss what happened. The first casualty would have to be the Tennessee Titans, unfortunately. They were able to take down Alex Smith, but they couldn't beat Brady. And a couple of key mistakes led to their demise. So, final score was 35-14 Patriots. Titans gone from playoff contention. As for the Jaguars, 45-42. It was a shootout. But the Jaguars basically controlled the entire game, and it would have been over had it not been for some very questionable choices by the head coach and the coaching staff. With 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go,
why would you kick it onside?
I would agree with everybody announcing the game, calling the game. Kick it deep. Let your defense do the job. Stop the Jaguars and put Ben Roethlisberger back on the field for a chance to tie the game. And they didn't do that. And then, unfortunately, it all just and just fell back to earth. And the Jaguars, in their first appearance in the AFC Championship game since 1999, when they went 14-2. The Steelers, though, wait till next year. Now on to the NFC, and this is where it got really crazy. First things first, the Eagles were playing the Falcons. The Eagles were underdogs. They were considered underdogs to lose to the high-flying offense of Atlanta. And guess what? The Falcons only scored 10 points to the Eagles' 15, which is quite unbelievable. But Philly does have a good defense, and unfortunately, the Falcons just could not move the ball when they need to against them. And so, Falcons are gone. So, now the Saints and the Vikings. Please tell me you've seen the highlights. Please tell me. I mean, unfortunately, I couldn't watch the game because I was working, but I see the final play, and I'm going like, oh my goodness. And Paddles, she was actually rooting for the Saints. She was rooting for the Saints. And, oh, it's just... Really? You had one job, dude. It's like you're playing Madden, trying to hold them, and when you try to go with a hit stick, you whiff the guy, and once the other player scores, the other guy's just gone. Would go crazy nuts, just absolutely bonkers, slamming the controller on the floor, breaking everything. I mean, I'm not a Madden player much, but I've seen people playing the game, and I know how into the game they get. So it's kind of like that situation. But a heartbreaker for the Saints, and for the Vikings, they're one game away from hosting the Super Bowl, because Super Bowl 52 is going to be in Minneapolis. So that's going to be huge, because no team has ever hosted a Super Bowl on their home turf. So Vikings, Eagles in the NFC Championship game, and Jaguars, Patriots in the AFC Championship. Who am I picking to go to the Super Bowl? Well, I'm being a realist here. I'm picking New England. I mean, Tom Brady, we know he can tear apart defenses. And the Eagles, they so want revenge from their last trip to the Super Bowl, which was in Jacksonville when they lost to the Patriots. And maybe it'll happen, but I've been wrong before. I have been wrong before. But we'll see what happens. And, but that's it for me. Give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't, and click on that notifications bell so that you'll be up to date on all the videos that we're going to do. And we're for one crazy week into playoffs. Anyway, I'm Patches, and from Paddles, Princess, and Pedals, pods out.